So I had this really interesting moment and I want to process it a little bit more. I haven't been recording these as much lately because I've actually had someone to process this with and talk to with lately. I've been going back and forth with my girl Amanda and it's been so nice. I feel like to just have someone, especially someone who I consider like such a dear friend, just have that person on the other end of it. And then, plus like Greg and I, we've been like processing things, et cetera, et cetera. Like he's been here. I feel like he's been here more lately. But yeah, so it's like I've actually had people to talk things out with. So, I'm just gonna celebrate that for a second of like why there's such a huge gap, I feel like, in recordings. Um, where I record myself talking and processing, but I feel like this one was important. So even though I sent it to my girl Amanda, which I'm gonna like plug her really quick. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you totally should. It's at Amanda Beatty underscore. Go check her out. But anyways, um, I'm like sitting here and okay, so Greg just came in here, so I had to like pause the recording for a second. But since he's here, I guess maybe like y'all will just get to hear me talking to him in real time about what comes up in my brain. So I'm like sitting here, and so let me backtrack a little bit. So like for the last 16 years, so basically ever since I've started having children, and my oldest son is like 16. So basically for like the last 16 years, I have really struggled with loving my body. Like, I gained 80 pounds with him. And to give you some more backstory on why that was such a struggle for me, is because like up until that point in my life, I had always been like 100 pounds or less. And actually, when I got pregnant with him, that was like the biggest I've ever been. I was like a size 5, and I was like right at like 120 pounds, like maybe 119, 118, somewhere around there. I was like right at 120. So that was actually the biggest I'd ever been in my entire life at that period. And then I gained 80 pounds with him. I remember being like right at 200 pounds when I was in the hospital and gave birth to him. And so basically for the last 16 years, I have really, really struggled with loving my body after that because of course it got stretched out. Like my pretty much like over all of these years, like I feel like my comfort weight has really stuck to around 150. Like for example, I'm 155 right now, and I'm just like I'm very uncomfortable, and I would much rather be smaller. But anyways, so I'm sitting here, and or actually, let's unpack this for a second. So over these last 16 years, let me give you some insight into how much I've like not enjoyed my new body as a mom. So over these last 16 years, I have taken like cycled on and off of phentermine. If you don't know what that is, just know that it's probably its closest form would be like speed or meth. So, except it's like a legal like prescription form. Like I would say that that would probably be like the closest thing as far as like energy wise, or like taking like a Sudafed. But basically it's like it's a pill that I had a lot of success with it. Like I lost a lot of weight on it because it was like a pill that you would take first thing in the morning, like before you ate or drank anything. You would take it, and it would literally make me disgusted by food. Like it would make me not want to eat it. I think it works somehow with your brain in just like shifting that a little bit, but like it it would make food like disgusting to me to the point where I wouldn't eat. And of course, like what happens when you don't eat? Well, you lose weight. And so that's what would happen. And then it would give you so much energy. Like I remember when I would cycle on it, um, that first week that I would be on it, I wouldn't sleep at all. Like I would maybe sleep like an hour or two a night, but I would be like so like ready to go. So anyways, like I did that a lot. I've done done and tried all kinds of dieting, um, exercise, not a lot of exercise because I hate exercising, but I would like force myself to exercise occasionally and, all this and that, yada, yada, yada. So I've been on like this whole journey. And then, like, right before I got pregnant with Salem, I felt like I was in like the most peaceful part of my like loving my body journey. Um, because like I had found a routine that just like felt so good. And like my body, like, obviously loved it. Like, it dropped all of this weight like on its own, like naturally. Like I wasn't taking phentermine anymore. I wasn't taking any sort of like supplements like that anymore. The only thing I was doing was I was eating whenever I was hungry and only eating when I was hungry. And I was eating like this, similar foods like every day. Like I remember, this would have been like kind of summertime. And so I was eating like things like BLT, um, uh, I used to eat these corn and tomato sandwiches, so good. And then I would like eat them on Ezekiel bread. Like I know some people don't like it, but I love Ezekiel bread. I don't know why. I think it's so good. Like I just get the regular like um what was it? I think it was like the green bag. It was just like the regular bread, Ezekiel bread, and like you keep it in the freezer or whatever. But anyways, I would eat that. I would have like some kind of protein shake for breakfast. Like a big one that I was doing at that time was like you would do like a tablespoon of peanut butter with your protein, like whatever protein you wanted, and then what would I mix that? I think I was just using like regular milk at that time. I use lactose now, but anyway, so I had it together, and then I was only eating out like once a week. Number one, because I couldn't afford it to eat out at the time, but I was like usually only eating out like maybe once, twice a week, usually a solid like one time. So, but not a lot. But anyways, and then I was doing these at home like ab workouts. It was like this 30-day ab challenge, and I would just do it like over and over again and over again, and where you just like work your core. And then the only other thing I was doing was I was just like, I would dance. I would just dance around my living room. I would put music on and just dance, just like freestyle. It wasn't cute. It wasn't hot. It wasn't anything. It was just me just moving my body. And I would do that, usually between 30 minutes to like an hour a day, sometimes more if I got really into it. But anyway, so that's what I was doing. Like when I felt my best, my body was down to like 143, which I feel like that was like my happiest weight, is like the 143. I felt really good. My clothes fit really good. And I was like really, really like working on loving my body, and I was in a really, really good space. But then I got pregnant, and so it started all over again. But anyway, so there's a little bit of the backstory here. Well, today I'm like sitting here in bed, and Salem's asleep next to me. Greg's in here now. Greg's asleep next to me. He fell asleep. But um I'm like sitting here, and I was reminded, like this memory like popped up in my head, and I swear it's like divine, like universe today, some shit. But like this memory pops up in my head of like how I used to be as a little girl. And I remember like it, and this is like almost kind of embarrassing like talking about it, but as a little girl I used to dream of being like, and I hate saying this word, like, but I used to dream of being like a fat girl. Like, I had totally forgotten about that. But like, I remember like going to school and like asking some of the kids, like, how can I gain weight? Like, what can I do to gain weight? And, they would just be like, well, just eat and go to bed. Like, eat and just lay down and sleep. Like, eat a bunch of stuff and like go to bed. But of course, like that never worked. I was still just like super duper skinny my entire like childhood and up until the point that I had kids. Super skinny. Like nothing I did would gain weight. I mean, I would sit and I would eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and like nothing. Like I wouldn't gain any sort of weight. So, anyways, but I just remember as a kid just wanting to be bigger, like wanting my legs to be bigger, like wanting my boobs to be bigger, just everything. Like I wanted to be bigger. I wanted to be like, and I remember even like looking at women and, like seeing like their cellulite and just wishing that I had cellulite on the backs of my legs. Like it was really like, it's strange and embarrassing, like even like talking about it right now of like how I used to be as a kid. But, it's like I would just see these women with like these, you know, big, big bodies and just like want them. Oh my God, I wish I was that size, because I mean, I don't know why. Like I was about to say because of, but there really is no reason. It's just something that I always like desired as a child was to grow up and have one of those bodies because I was so skinny. And I don't know why I desired that so much. But then now it's like that I have that, it almost makes me a little giggly because it's like here I've been like struggling for the last 16 years with loving my body. But then like I think about, little Kara, like little girl Kara, and just like how tickled and like excited she would be that like she grew up to have a body like mine. Like everything that I hate about my body now, like little Kara would have like died for it. Like she would have been obsessed with me now. And I think that's like, is that not like the biggest fucking cosmic joke of all of this? Is like, I can't, number one, I can't believe that I didn't remember this until now. And like, I have no idea why this just like popped in my head now. Like, after all of these years, why these memories just now decide to show up after all these years. But holy shit, like, I feel like this is such a game changer. It's like I feel like now, like moving forward, like seriously, this just changes everything for me because I feel like now moving forward, anytime I look at myself and I'm just like, ugh, which happens like quite often, like I hate looking at myself, I hate taking pictures of myself, or well, of my body, and I have felt so uncomfortable in my body for a very, 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 very long time. And it's like now I feel like every time I have those feelings where, I'm like, ooh, like I don't like my body, like I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too big, I'm too fat, I've got so much cellulite, like blah blah blah. I'm gonna like be taken back to like little Kara and just like how she would absolutely love it. Like she would love all of the cellulite on the backs of these legs. Like she would love how my thighs rub together. Now, like how my thighs touch. Like she would love her size. She would be like, wow, like you weigh 155 pounds? Like that's so hot. Like I feel like, she would see like this big Buddha belly and she would just be like, oh my God, like I love the way it jiggles. I've always desired to have a stomach that looked like that. Or, just like my saggy boobs, just be like, wow, your boobs are huge. I can't believe I grew up to have those. I just feel like from this point on, I'm going to hear like that younger version of myself and just how tickled she is to have this body. And it's just weird how like in an instant, like all of this like hatred that I have for myself and the way that my body looks and just like all of the, uncomfortableness and, the desiring, like wishing I was skinny again and, wishing I could lose some of this weight and, just wishing all of these things to be different. It's like, I feel like I can just accept like move forward and just like start accepting myself so much more is because like, wait, like remember when you were young, like this was your dream. Like this was your dream body. Like this was your dream to have a body that looked like this. And you would be so excited about it. Like you would feel so beautiful. You would feel so confident. I mean, just over the moon, excited and in love with yourself. Like that you grew up to have this, that you grew up to this. So, yeah, that was something. Okay, I feel like this is like the second time I've actually talked this out today. But I don't know, this was a big one. And this is like so unexpected because I'm literally just sitting here, like Salem's taking a nap. I'm just kind of sitting here scrolling like on my phone, just, just watching random videos popping up in my feed. And then it's like, boom, hey, like you remember when you were little and you desired to have a body that looked like yours looks like right now? Like, do you remember that? Like, wow, like that little girl would be so excited to have a body like yours. Like, your body today is exactly what her desire was all those years ago when she was little. And she would absolutely love it and be obsessed with it and be very, very happy and accepting of it. So it's like, here we go, like walking a little taller today. And this is where like I really, really hope like that this feeling could last, this like moment of clarity lasts. And so maybe that's why I felt like talking this out multiple times, because maybe it's just like it needs to sink in a little bit more so that I can really like make it sink in and like move forward in this. Isn't it interesting how just like one single moment can just like change everything? Like one single like unexpected moment can just kind of like really just like undo like 16 years of like hating my body. And then now, remember like this is actually your dream body and you fucking love it. So there's that. Whoever's listening to this, you're welcome.